Hello, everyone, and welcome to Mad Useful Crypto, where we bring you crypto information that is, of course, mad useful. On today's episode, we're going to be discussing Tomb Finance. So, Tomb is an algorithmic stablecoin on the Fantom blockchain, and of course, this is not financial advice. Please do your own research. Definitely seek a financial advisor. Make your own financial decisions. So the interesting thing to note about Tomb Finance is that it's inspired a lot of forks. Some of the most popular forks have been Hermes, Charge, Unite, that's on Harmony, just to name a few. And I'll be going over those in a separate video. But Tomb kind of started it all. And Tomb is like the big boy. I mean, look at this. $1 billion of TVL, total value locked, $1 billion. It's ridiculous. But Tomb has been delivering excellent, consistent returns for, of course, the holders. However, as you see with a lot of these algorithmic stable coins, is that they fluctuate a lot, really, when it comes to APRs and APYs, however you're measuring it. It's usually paid on APRs, but I'm going to show you a way today. It's a super degen way that we're also going to get some APY on top of it. So if we look at the Tomb, it's actually supposed to be a algorithmic stablecoin that's not pegged necessarily to the US dollar, but to Fantom itself. You also have T-Share and T-Bond. So I'll explain how all of these things work as we go along. And then, of course, you have the LP pairs. So at the top, you see the cemetery. Let's go ahead and unlock this. Go ahead and connect to MetaMask. Got to be on the Fantom. Chain. And okay, here we go. Here's the cemetery. You have the different LP pairs. So the one that we'll be working with today is this Tomb Fantom LP pair. And the reason why we're going to be working with this is because if Tomb and Fantom are supposed to be pegged to one another, Tomb being pegged to Fantom algorithmically, then you shouldn't suffer impermanent loss. Of course, this is not a perfect module, so there is the risk of a permanent loss, but it's way less, like extremely less likely that you will incur impermanent loss than how you typically would dealing with this LP pair. So this one we'll be working with today. First, you have to provide liquidity. So here's Spooky Swap. We'll go ahead and dive into this as well. Let's go ahead and first connect our MetaMask wallet. Cool. So we already set up with that. Let's go to Chainlist real quick. So Chainlist is a great tool for being able to connect different networks to your MetaMask wallet. So if we open up my MetaMask wallet right now, you can see that I have Ethereum, Fantom, of course, and Binance. I have some money on my Avalanche account that I need to bring over to the Fantom blockchain so that I can put it into this LP pair and then put it into Tomb. So I'm going to show you the long version of that today and walk you guys through every single step. First and foremost, we're going to be connecting like we have to do with everything in DeFi. And then we're going to search the Avalanche network. So you see there's these test nets. We're not going to mess with them. We're going to add this Avalanche mainnet. And you could do this with almost any network on Chainlist, which is why Chainlist is really dope. So let's go ahead and add this, excuse me, and we'll approve it because it has all the information that we manually have to type in ourselves. It will just go ahead and put it directly into Avalanche for us. So we're going to go ahead and hit next to connect. Boom. So now if we open up our MetaMask, there's the Avalanche. So I'm going to come here to Trader Joe. And you can see in the top right hand corner that I'm already connected. Trader Joe is the DEX that's on Avalanche. It's one of the biggest DEXs aside from Pangolin. So we're going to click on trade. I do actually want USDTE. And I'm going to send over. This is where we kind of get a little bit. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and hit swap. I'm cool with this. Go ahead and confirm that. So we'll let that do its thing for a quick second, and then we'll get going. I could speed up the transaction. You always have the option to speed up the transaction. All you have to do that is just come here. Well, it's already cleared now. You would just click on here and then hit speed up, and then you have the option to make the transaction go faster if you don't really want to wait for it. And then we're going to come back to the exchange that I showed you guys on the last video, and it's Rango exchange. So we're going to use Rango to see how much it would be for us to send that USDTE on Avalanche over to the Fantom blockchain so we can get FUSDT, which is Fantom USDT, and then create the liquidity pair from that. So let's get started. Okay, let's get going. First, we're going to connect our wallet, MetaMask, of course. Next, we have to find our USDTE. So we'll come here on the AVAX C chain, search USDTE. Looks like it's showing empty. So what I'll do is I'll just refresh because I know that the money's in there. Just connect it again real quick. Here we go. USDTE. We're not going to the Luna blockchain. We are actually putting it on the Fantom blockchain. So here's Fantom. So let's just search it again. USDT. There we go. So you can see here the total fee of 18 cents. Time is supposed to be 15, but it won't take that long, 15 minutes, 20 seconds, estimated arrival. So here's what I had before, and here's what I'll receive. I'm okay with that. Go ahead and hit swap, confirm. So the process has started. It's using AnySwap. And if you didn't watch my last video on Rango Exchange, I think you definitely need to. Rango is amazing. It's a really, really, really good MetaDex aggregator. And you can swap, look, in 27 plus blockchains. You also get points added to your Rango score so you can qualify for the airdrop. So it's going to do its thing. I'll probably have to confirm. What it's actually doing in Rango is, working on my behalf to find me the fastest and also lowest priced option for moving any asset that I want to across any blockchain. So in this case, we need to move the Fantom USDT, the AVAX USDT to Fantom's USDT, which, as I said, is the FUSDT. So once this confirms, then we're going to go ahead and I'll let this do this thing right now. We don't need this Trader Joe thing anymore. We don't need Chainless anymore because we've already added the Fantom blockchain. We'll come actually back to SpookySwap. So this is a liquidity pool. We're going to actually need to just swap first because we're going to have to break it down. Remember the two tokens that we're going to need, Well, coins is Fantom, of course, but the next token that we're going to need is actually going to be the Tomb token. So we need the Fantom coin, Tomb token, and we'll go ahead and type in USDT. So we'll have the FUSDT here when it populates, and it looks like it's already here because my balance is already there. We'll hit this 50% to split it in half, because when you're supplying a liquidity pool, you have to cut it in half. to be able to supply it evenly. So, of course, it said let's connect to our wallet. Let me go ahead and refresh. Should automatically switch. Well, I just had to manually hit the switch button. So let's come here. FUSDT, of course, is automatically denoted with this 50%. That will give us this. We have to approve the use of USDT on SpookySwap. So we'll go ahead and do that. I know this video is going to be a little bit longer because this is a super degen way. If I was just applying it the regular way, it would be a lot easier. But this is the super degen way. And I'm really just doing this as a live demo. So I'm going to be explaining as much along the way. But this is just me running through it like I normally would because I'm actually wanting to put some money into Tomb Finance. And this is a very, very small amount, not the typical amount that I would put in. But this is fine for now just because I'm testing something. And it's super degen, so it's always good to use smaller amounts when you're going super, super degen. We're just going to go ahead and swap that. Okay, and it's done. The transactions on Fantom, of course, are lightning quick. So then we still have a little bit of FUSDT left. So what we're going to do next is we're going to search Tomb. And here it is. We're going to add this to our wallet. So you just hit that plus button next to it, and it will hit add token. So you just hit this plus right there. And that's how you add it to your wallet. We're going to use the maximum now because we're just going to use all the rest of our FUSDT and then go ahead and put it into Tomb. So we'll go ahead and swap. Cool is doing its thing. Boom. Super fast, super quick. I love it. And we'll go here where it says liquidity. Ingredient A. Fantom. Ingredient B. Of course, it's already there. It's Tomb. We'll select max from here just because it won't really do evenly. We won't split it evenly if we select it at the top because there's more Fantom. So we just want to use all of our Tomb. Slippage. I'm not going to really play around. I usually play around with this a little bit. Let's go ahead and just choose a little bit lower slippage. Don't want the transaction to fail, but it'll just get us a little bit more. Just a little bit more bang for our buck. So go ahead and approve that, and we'll supply it. Boom, hit supply. Confirm another transaction. I know it feels like we've been doing endless button pushing. Okay, now this has been supplied. Let's go back to Tomb because I want to show you guys some stuff on Tomb itself. Okay, we're back on Tomb. So we're here in the cemetery, of course. So if we view this, right, it's important to note that you don't need to put anything here because we already provided the liquidity pair on SpookySwap. If you go to liquidity, it tells you that this and SpookySwap are the only ways to provide liquidity on the Tomb Fantom pair without paying tax. So we've already taken care of that by doing so in SpookySwap. So if you, let's say, use this pair instead, the T-Share Fantom LP, right? You can use this to earn T-Share at this daily APR rate. And this is the total APR. Come into the Masonry. All of the earnings that you earn in T-Share, you could then put here, earn more APR, and then earn Tomb. So you can keep the money that you make cycling that way if you want to keep it in the ecosystem and earn yourself more and more. And then, I mean, you could do whatever you want with this Tomb after you earn it here, but then keep letting your money compound multiple ways and then cycle it through that way. The pits for bonds. So when this TWEP falls below 1, the protocol itself will start to adjust itself to get the price back get the number back to over the 1. Once it drops below the TWAP, it's not really profitable. So then you can bond, and of course it breaks it down. When TOOM is overpegged, you can purchase T-bond, redeem it, T-bond for TOOM. And this number is the one that you really want to pay attention to. It should be over 1. Just keep that in mind. Please go ahead and always read the docs. This is a project that I'm really familiar with. I've known for a long time. I've heard about it since its inception. Already read the docs multiple times. Already did my own research, and I have a checklist that I go through, and I'll share that in one of my videos with you guys. And just the checklist itself, if you guys want to use it for your own research purposes, everything that I look for in a protocol. So I've already done tons of research. The founder's a really, really, really good founder. So I've done all my homework on this platform. That's the only reason why I didn't go through my usual spiel this time. So let's come to Reaper Farm. We're going to connect the wallet. And Reaper Farm is another one that I've known for such a long time as well. So please do your own research on this platform as well. But Reaper Farm is really, really known. So we're going to, so if we look right here, it already has the LP, right? It's already there. All we'd have to do is hit max, then it'll pop up right here, and we'll earn this yield in APY. This is how much that we'll earn on the daily, and here's how much we'll earn weekly. But this is compounded. So the difference between APR and APY is that APY is compounded. So let's go ahead and approve this. Hit OK, confirm. And you can earn much more on the T-share. But of course, remember, T-share is more volatile than TOOM, of course. So a good rule of thumb when you're getting into super degen plays is to just use 1% of your portfolio. Do not ever risk more than you can afford to lose. And that's just in investing in general. If you're super, super, super degen, maybe 5%, but a safe bet is always 1% of your total portfolio. So let's just go ahead and refresh. Come back here again. So now we can deposit it. My bad. Go ahead and hit that. So it's depositing now. And you can see that the total value locked in Reaper Farm is 245 million. Reaper Farm has been audited, and TOOM Finance has not been audited. Even though a lot of people do use it, and there's a lot of money obviously locked up in the platform, it has not been audited. So always bear that in mind. It is risky. Reaper Farm has been audited. This doesn't mean that I'm at less risk by putting the money here in Reaper Farm as well. But always do your own research. I personally feel good about Reaper Farm and TOOM Finance. But of course, there's always risk involved. So I use a very, very small amount. And there's always the risk that I could lose my entire investment. But for me personally, I've already spoken with my financial advisor and I do my own due diligence. And this is my own comfortable level of risk. So please bear that in mind when you're using your own judgment to make that assessment for yourself. And this is not financial advice because I'm not a financial advisor. So I hope that you guys really enjoyed the video today. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I'll be trying to drop as much alpha as I possibly can in the DeFi space, and I'll also be covering NFTs and, of course, the crypto basics for all of the newbies that come into the channel that are really just trying to get their feet wet when it comes to DeFi. Make sure that you give the video a thumbs up and also hit that bell notification icon so that you can be notified when we drop new videos. Thank you guys so much, and we'll always be giving you guys mad useful tips to stay ahead in crypto.